The machine's rhythmic beeping was the only conversation Yejun had with his wife anymore. Sophia pressed her back against the hospital room door, clipboard trembling in her hands. 6 months as a private nurse, and she'd never been asked to do anything like this. You want me to talk to her like she can hear me? Yejun stood at the window, his sharp jawline catching the dim light. At 35, he looked like he'd aged a decade in the 2 years since the accident. Not just talk. I need you to pretend she's responding. I don't understand. My father-in-law arrives tomorrow. His voice cracked. Seo-jun thinks his daughter is improving, that she's been speaking, laughing. If he discovers the truth, he'll have her transferred to Korea. I'll never see her again. Sophia's throat tightened. The woman in the bed, pale, beautiful, frozen in sleep, didn't look like someone caught in an international custody battle. Mr. Ye, this is. I'll pay you $50,000. The number hit her like cold water. 50,000. Enough to clear her mother's medical debt. Enough to stop the collection calls that woke her at 3 a.m. 1 week, Yejun continued. Convince him she's getting better, that's all I ask. Sophia looked at the comatose woman. Machines breathed for her. Tubes fed her. But her face was serene, almost peaceful. What's her name? Jai-hai, his voice softened. She loved terrible reality TV and made the best kimchi jjiggy I've ever tasted. She had this laugh that... He stopped, jaw clenched. Sophia made her decision. 1 week, but if anything feels wrong, I'm out. Seo-jun arrived like a winter storm. Expensive suit, colder eyes. Where is she? His Korean-accented English was clipped, precise. Sophia intercepted him in the hallway, her heart hammering. Mr. Seo, I'm Sophia, your daughter's primary nurse. Before you see her, I should prepare you. I know what a hospital room looks like. He brushed past her. Yejun stood when they entered. The tension between father and son-in-law could cut glass. You look terrible, Seo-jun said. I've been here every day. Yet she doesn't wake. Seo-jun approached the bed, his expression unreadable. 2 years, Yejun, 2 years of this half-life. She's improving, Yejun said quickly. Tell him, Sophia. Every eye turned to her. Sophia swallowed. Jai-hai's been showing remarkable progress. Her brain activity has increased. Yesterday, her fingers moved when I... Her fingers moved. Seo-jun's gaze sharpened. Show me. Sophia's mouth went dry. She approached the bed, taking Jai-hai's limp hand. It's subtle. When I apply pressure here... She gently squeezed Jai-hai's palm. Nothing happened. The silence stretched like taffy. Seo-jun's expression darkened. Then, impossibly, Jai-hai's finger twitched. Sophia jerked back. That wasn't supposed to happen. That couldn't have happened. You see, Yejun's voice cracked with desperate hope. She's coming back to us. Seo-jun stared at his daughter's hand. 2 years of nothing, and now this. The neurologist says, I want to speak with this neurologist. Seo-jun's tone left no room for argument. Today, and I'm bringing my own doctor from Seoul. If Jai-hai is truly improving, excellent. If not, his gaze locked on Yejun. We're done with American hospitals. After he left, Sophia grabbed Yejun's arm. Did you see that? Her finger actually moved. Reflex, but his hands were shaking. It has to be. That wasn't reflex. I've seen reflex. That was. Don't. Yejun's voice turned sharp. Don't give me hope. Hope is what's been killing me. That night, Sophia couldn't leave. She sat beside Jai-hai's bed, studying the woman's face. Young, maybe 30. High cheekbones, long black hair fanned across the pillow. Before the accident, she'd probably turned heads everywhere. Can you hear me? Sophia whispered. If you're in there, you should know your father's here, and your husband, he's falling apart. The machines beeped their steady rhythm. I'm lying for you, for him, for $50,000 and my own guilty conscience. Sophia laughed bitterly. My mama always said I had too soft a heart. Jai-hai's eyelid flickered. Sophia froze. Did you just... It happened again. A definite flutter beneath the closed lid. Oh God! Sophia lunged for the call button, then stopped. If she reported this, doctors would swarm. Questions would follow, the charade would end. But if Jaihai was waking up, she had to tell Yejun. She found him in the hospital chapel at midnight, head in his hands. She moved again. Yejun looked up, face haggard. Sophia. Not reflex, her eyelid deliberate, twice. Sophia sat beside him. What if she's actually waking up? Then my father-in-law will take her. His voice was hollow. The accident happened on my watch. I was driving. Black ice, they said, but Seo-jun never forgave me. He thinks I stole his daughter. If she wakes up and doesn't remember me, doesn't want me, he covered his face. He'll make sure I never see her again. That's not how it works. You don't know him. He's one of the richest men in Korea. He owns hospitals, politicians, judges. If Jaihai wakes up confused, vulnerable, he'll convince her I'm the enemy. Sophia touched his shoulder. Why did you marry her? Yejun smiled for the first time, sad and genuine. She was singing karaoke at 2 a.m. in Hongdae, absolutely butchering a Beyonce song. I was there for work, exhausted, and this beautiful woman was murdering Halo with such confidence. He laughed softly. We talked until sunrise. 3 months later, I proposed. Her father threatened to disown her. But she married you anyway. She chose me over everything. His voice broke, and I put her in this bed. Day 3. Seo-jun brought his doctor, a severe woman who examined Jaihai with clinical detachment. Brain activity is elevated, Dr. Kim confirmed in Korean, which Sophia understood better than they realized. Her ex-boyfriend had taught her during their 2-year relationship. But consciousness? Impossible to predict. Seo-jun turned to Sophia. You, the nurse, you've been here constantly. Yes, sir. You care about my daughter. The question felt like a trap. I care about all my patients. That's not what I asked. Sophia met his eyes. Jaihai deserves someone who believes she'll wake up. Yes, I care. Something shifted in Seo-jun's expression. My daughter was strong-willed, stubborn. If she's fighting to return, she'll need that strength acknowledged, not pitied. He looked at Yejun. Perhaps you've finally done something right hearing her. After he left, Yejun sagged against the wall. He's testing us. Or he's grieving, Sophia said quietly. He lost his daughter, too. That night, Sophia was changing Jaihai's IV when the woman's eyes opened. Not slowly, not confused. Wide open, aware, terrified. Sophia stumbled backward, knocking over a tray. Oh my God. Jaihai's mouth opened. Her voice was a rusted whisper. Don't tell him. Then her eyes rolled back, and she was gone again. Sophia stood frozen, heart exploding. The machines kept beeping. The monitors showed no change. Had she imagined it? But Jaihai's words echoed. Don't tell him. Tell who? Yejun, Seo-jun. And why the terror in her eyes? Sophia didn't sleep. Jaihai's terrified eyes haunted every time she closed her own. Don't tell him. By 6 a.m., she'd convinced herself it was exhaustion. Hallucination. Except her hands still shook when she entered Jaihai's room for the morning shift. Yejun was already there, unshaven, wearing yesterday's clothes. You stayed all night again. He nodded, stroking Jaihai's hand. I keep thinking, what if she wakes up and I'm not here? What if the first face she sees is a stranger? Guilt twisted in Sophia's stomach. Should she tell him? But Jaihai had been so afraid. Mr. Yi, can I ask you something? Sophia checked the monitors, keeping her voice casual. The accident, what exactly happened? His hand stilled. Why? Seo-jun mentioned you were driving. I just wondered. We were coming home from dinner. Yejun's voice went flat. Celebrating our 2nd anniversary, the roads were icy. I lost control. We hit a barrier. I walked away with bruises. Jaihai. He gestured at the bed. The doctors said if she'd been sitting normally, she might have been fine, but she was turned around, reaching for something in the back seat. What was she reaching for? I don't know. I was too busy trying not to die. Bitterness crept into his tone. Seo-jun asked me that same question 100 times, like if he knew what distracted her, he could blame me properly. Before Sophia could respond, The door burst open. Seo-jun entered with Dr. Kim and another man, tall, handsome, around 40. His expensive watch caught the light. "This is Daniel H. Wang," Seo-jun announced. "My daughter's former fiancé." Ye-jun shot to his feet. What the hell is he doing here? "Visiting my friend." Daniel's smile was cold. "We were engaged for 3 years, Ye-jun, or did Jai-hai conveniently forget to mention that? She mentioned you were a controlling bastard. She couldn't wait to escape." Daniel laughed. "Is that what she said? Interesting, because her father and I had already set the wedding date when she ran off with you." Sophia watched the testosterone clash, but her attention kept drifting to Seo-jun. The old man's face was unreadable. "Gentlemen," Dr. Kim's sharp voice cut through, "I need to examine my patient. Everyone out except the nurse." Alone with Dr. Kim, Sophia tried to stay professional. The doctor conducted tests, checked reflexes, reviewed charts. "You've been documenting improvements," Dr. Kim said in Korean. "Yes," Sophia answered in the same language. Dr. Kim's eyebrows rose. "You speak Korean." "Enough to get by." "Then you understand when I say these charts are interesting." Dr. Kim's eyes narrowed. "Improvements that no other medical professional has witnessed, only you." Sophia's pulse quickened. "I spend more time with her than anyone." "Or you're documenting fiction." Dr. Kim stepped closer. "Mr. Seo is paying me very well to determine the truth. Is his daughter improving, or is her husband bribing staff to create false hope?" "I would never." $50,000 is a lot of money for a nurse. Ice flooded Sophia's veins. How did she know? Dr. Kim smiled. "Mr. Ye's bank records are not as private as he thinks, so I'll ask once. Has Jai-hai shown real improvement, or are you helping a desperate man commit fraud?" Sophia's mind raced. If she admitted the truth, Ye-jun would be destroyed. Seo-jun would take Jai-hai to Korea, but if she lied and Dr. Kim had proof. "She moved yesterday," Sophia said carefully. "Her finger, her eyelid, I'm not imagining it." "Show me." Sophia approached the bed, took Jai-hai's hand. "It's not always consistent." Jai-hai's eyes snapped open. Dr. Kim gasped. This time Jai-hai's gaze wasn't terrified. It was focused, calculating. Her eyes met Sophia's for one electric second, then shifted to Dr. Kim. "Water," Jai-hai croaked. Dr. Kim lunged for the call button, but Jai-hai's hand shot out, faster than should be possible, and grabbed the doctor's wrist. "No," Jai-hai's voice was stronger. "Not yet, I need to talk to her first." She looked at Sophia, alone. Dr. Kim left to get Seo-jun, giving them 60 seconds at most. Jai-hai struggled to sit up. Sophia helped her, mind spinning. "You've been awake," Sophia whispered. "How long?" 3 days, since you first touched my hand." Jai-hai's words came faster now, like a rusty engine warming up. "I heard everything, my father, Daniel, Ye-jun's lies about me improving." "Then why didn't you?" "Because I can't let them know I'm awake." Jai-hai gripped Sophia's arm with surprising strength. "The accident wasn't an accident. Someone tried to kill me." The room tilted. "What?" "I remembered everything when I first woke. The car behind us, the deliberate hit. I was reaching for my phone to call for help when we crashed." Jai-hai's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know who, but if they think I'm still in a coma, I'm safe. The moment I wake up officially." "You think they'll try again?" "I know they will." Jai-hai glanced at the door. "It's either Ye-jun, my father, or Daniel. One of them wants me dead. I just don't know which." Footsteps in the hallway, voices approaching. "Please," Jai-hai begged. "Tell them I woke up confused, said a few words, then lost consciousness again. Buy me time to figure out who." The door opened. Seo-jun rushed in, Daniel and Ye-jun behind him. Jai-hai had already collapsed back, eyes closed, body limp. "She was awake," Seo-jun demanded. Sophia's mouth was sand dry. For maybe 30 seconds, she asked for water, seemed confused, then just stopped responding. "What did she say?" Ye-jun pushed forward. "Did she know me? Did she?" "She didn't say anything else. I'm sorry. Dr. Kim examined Jai-hai with renewed intensity. Her vitals are elevated. This is consistent with emerging consciousness. She could wake fully within hours or days. Then we wait, Seo-jun declared. All of us. When my daughter wakes, I want to be here. Daniel smiled. Of course, we all want what's best for Jai-hai. Ye-jun said nothing, but his jaw was clenched so tight Sophia thought it might crack. That night, Sophia kept watch while the three men took turns in the waiting room. At 2 a.m., Jai-hai's eyes opened again. Are we alone? Sophia checked the hallway. Yes, but Jai-hai, you need to tell someone. No, Jai-hai sat up, moving with more confidence now. Think about it. Ye-jun was driving the car that crashed. He's the obvious suspect. But he walked away fine while I nearly died. If he wanted me dead, why risk his own life? Unless the plan went wrong. Maybe, Jai-hai's expression darkened. But my father, he never wanted me to marry Ye-jun, threatened to disown me. What if this was his way of ending the marriage and bringing me home? You think your own father. I think people do terrible things for control. Jai-hai's voice cracked. And Daniel, he's obsessive. When I broke our engagement, he showed up at my apartment for months, sent letters, had me followed. Ye-jun finally threatened legal action. Sophia's head spun, so any of them could have. A noise in the hallway. They both froze. The door cracked open. Daniel stepped inside. His eyes widened when he saw Jai-hai sitting up, awake, aware. For 3 heartbeats, nobody moved. Then Daniel smiled. Well, this is unexpected. Jai-hai's hand found the call button. I wouldn't, Daniel said softly, closing the door behind him. Not until you hear what I have to say. Stay back, Sophia warned, positioning herself between them. Daniel laughed. Relax. If I wanted to hurt her, I've had 2 years of opportunities. He looked at Jai-hai. You're awake, fully awake. How long? Why does it matter? Because someone's been transferring money from your father's accounts. Daniel pulled out his phone, showed them a screen of transactions. Over $2 million in the past 6 months. I've been investigating quietly. The trail leads to Ye-jun. Jai-hai's face went pale. That's impossible. Ye-jun wouldn't. Wouldn't he? He's drowning in debt. His business failed. Your medical bills are astronomical, and your father cut him off financially the day of the accident. Daniel stepped closer. I loved you, Jai-hai, I still do, but I'm not blind. Your husband is desperate. Get out, Jai-hai whispered. I'm trying to protect you. Get out. Daniel's expression hardened. Fine, but when you're ready to face the truth, I'll be waiting. He left, closing the door with unnerving calm. Sophia turned to Jai-hai, who was shaking. Is it true? Is Ye-jun in debt? I don't know, we kept separate finances. He never. Jai-hai pressed her hands to her face. Oh God, what if Daniel's right? What if Ye-jun caused the accident too? The door opened again. This time it was Ye-jun. His eyes found Jai-hai, awake and aware, and his face crumpled with such raw emotion that Sophia's heart clenched. You're back, he breathed. You're really back. He moved toward the bed. Jai-hai pressed herself against the headboard, terror flooding her features. Don't come near me. Ye-jun froze. What, Jai-hai, it's me, it's... I know who you are, her voice shook. I know everything. Ye-jun looked at Sophia, confusion and hurt warring on his face. What did you tell her? Nothing, I swear. Did Daniel get to you? Ye-jun's voice rose. Whatever he said, it's lies. He's been trying to destroy us since. $2 million, Jai-hai interrupted. Stolen from my father. Daniel showed me the proof. The color drained from Ye-jun's face. It's not what you think. Then what is it? Jai-hai was crying now. Tell me the truth. For once in this nightmare, tell me the truth. Ye-jun's hands clenched into fists. Your father was letting you die. The experimental treatments, the specialists, he refused to pay. Said it was God's will that I should let you go peacefully. His voice broke. So yes, I took his money. I forged signatures. I committed fraud to keep you alive because he was ready to bury you. Silence crashed through the room. You're lying, Jai-hai whispered. Ask him yourself when he... The machine started screaming. Jai-hai's eyes rolled back, her body convulsed. She's seizing. Sophia lunged for the call button as Yejun grabbed Jai-hai's thrashing body. Medical staff flooded in, shouting, chaos. Through it all, Sophia saw something that made her blood freeze. The IV bag, it was different. Someone had switched it. And standing in the doorway, watching the chaos with cold satisfaction, was Seo-jun. Get back! The lead doctor shoved Yejun aside as they fought to stabilize Jai-hai. Sophia grabbed the IV bag, yanking it down. This isn't right, check what's in this. The room exploded into controlled chaos. More staff, crash cart. Someone pulled Sophia into the hallway where Yejun stood frozen, face white as bone. Seo-jun watched from the corner, expression unreadable. What did you do? Yejun lunged at him. What did you give her? Security appeared instantly, restraining him. I gave my daughter nothing, Seo-jun said calmly. But I find it convenient that she seizes the moment you're confronted about your theft. You son of a... Enough. Dr. Kim emerged from the room, face grim. She's stable, but there was potassium chloride in the IV, enough to cause cardiac arrest. Someone tried to kill her. The words hung like smoke. Yejun's legs buckled. Security released him and he collapsed against the wall. No, this can't. Where's Daniel? Sophia's voice cut through. She spun to find him, but the hallway was empty. He was just here right before. Find him, Seo-jun commanded. Now. Hospital security scattered. Sophia's mind raced. The switched IV bag, Daniel's convenient appearance with evidence against Yejun, his obsession with Jai-hai. It all fit. Except for the look on Seo-jun's face. Not shocked, not surprised. Almost satisfied. They found Daniel in the parking garage, loading a suitcase into his car. Going somewhere, the security chief blocked his path. Daniel's smooth composure cracked. I have a flight to Seoul, business. Funny timing. Seo-jun appeared from the shadows. My daughter nearly dies and you run. I didn't, Daniel's eyes darted. This is insane, why would I hurt her? Because she chose someone else, Yejun snarled, pushing through. Because your ego couldn't handle rejection. My ego, Daniel laughed bitterly. You're the one who married her for her father's money. You're the one drowning in debt, stealing millions. I stole to save her life. Gentlemen, a new voice. Detective Morris stepped forward, badge out. I've been investigating the original accident for 2 months. Anonymous tip suggested it wasn't an accident. Now we have an attempted murder. Nobody leaves until we have answers. Sophia's head spun. Anonymous tip. 2 months. Daniel's face went chalky. I want a lawyer. Interesting response for an innocent man, Morris said. Search his vehicle. They found airline tickets, cash, and a burner phone with texts to an unknown number. It's done. She'll never wake up. Sent 20 minutes before Jai-hai's seizure. Daniel crumpled. I didn't send that. Someone planted. Save it, Morris cuffed him. You're under arrest for attempted murder. As they dragged Daniel away, his eyes locked on Seo-jun. You did this. You set me up, tell them. But Seo-jun turned away. In Jai-hai's room, Sophia sat vigil while the men argued in the hallway. Jai-hai's eyes fluttered open. Sophia. You're okay. You're safe now. Daniel, did he? They arrested him, found evidence on his phone. Sophia held her hand. It's over. But Jai-hai's expression twisted with confusion. That doesn't make sense. Daniel loved me, but he's not. She struggled to sit up. Where's my father? Jai-hai, you need to rest. No, her grip tightened. Something's wrong. Daniel wouldn't be that stupid, leaving evidence on a phone. He's a corporate lawyer. He'd never. The door opened. Seo-jun entered alone. My daughter. His voice carried genuine warmth for the first time. You're awake, truly awake. Father, Jai-hai's voice was cold. What did you do? Seo-jun's smile faded. I saved you from making another mistake. You framed Daniel. I removed a threat. Seo-jun sat, unbothered by her accusation. Daniel was obsessed with you. When you refused to reconcile, he became dangerous. I simply accelerated the inevitable. Sophia felt sick. You planted that phone. I protected my daughter. Seo-jun's eyes were ice. Just as I've been protecting her from Yejun's financial crimes. The embezzlement, the fraud, all documented. I have enough evidence to destroy him. You wanted him destroyed from the start, Jai-hai whispered. That's why you let me stay in that coma. You were building a case. No, Seo-jun's mask cracked slightly. I was giving you time. Time away from him, time to heal, time for you to see clearly when you woke. But he kept stealing, kept lying. He was trying to save me. He was trying to save himself. Seo-jun stood, composure fracturing. I ran the numbers, Jai-hai. The treatments he claims I refused to fund, I was paying for all of them. Every specialist, every experimental drug. Yejun was stealing to cover his gambling debts, his failed investments. That's a lie. Everyone turned. Yejun stood in the doorway, phone in hand. I recorded everything. Your conversation with Dr. Kim last week about withdrawing Jai-hai's care. Your instruction to minimize treatment, to let nature take its course. He played the audio. Seo-jun's voice, cold and clinical. My daughter has suffered enough. If she hasn't woken by now, perhaps it's mercy to let her go. Silence detonated through the room. You were going to kill me, Jai-hai breathed. My own father. I was ending your suffering. Seo-jun's voice shook. 2 years, Jai-hai. 2 years watching you trapped in that bed, machines keeping you alive. I couldn't bear it anymore. A peaceful end, dignified. Murder, Yejun said flatly. You tried to murder your own daughter, then framed Daniel to cover it. No, but Seo-jun's face had gone gray. The potassium in the IV wasn't. I only spoke to Dr. Kim about withdrawal of care. I never. Didn't you? Detective Morris entered, Dr. Kim in handcuffs beside him. She confessed, said you paid her $500,000 to make it look natural. Potassium chloride, untraceable if administered correctly. But she panicked when Jai-hai woke up unexpectedly and increased the dose. Seo-jun staggered backward. I gave no such order. Your bank records say otherwise, Morris continued. Wire transfer 3 days ago, same day you arrived in town. I transferred money for her consultation services, not... Seo-jun's eyes widened. Daniel had access to my accounts. He's been my financial advisor for years. He could have. Nice try, Morris pulled out cuffs. Seo-jun, you're under arrest. Wait, Jai-hai's voice cracked like thunder. Everyone stop. She threw off her blankets, stood on shaking legs. Sophia rushed to support her. The accident, Jai-hai said slowly. I remember now, all of it. She looked at each man. It wasn't Yejun's driving, it wasn't black ice. Her voice dropped. The car that hit us, I saw the driver. Yejun went still. Who? Dr. Kim was driving. The doctor's face drained of color. I saw her at the last second. She was in the car behind us, accelerating. I tried to warn Yejun. Reached for my phone to call 911, but we hit before. Jai-hai's legs gave out. Sophia caught her. Morris grabbed Dr. Kim. Start talking. Dr. Kim laughed, high and manic. You want the truth? Fine. Seo-jun promised me partnership in his hospital network if I eliminated his son-in-law. The accident was supposed to kill Yejun, not her. But she turned around at the wrong moment, took the impact. She spat at Seo-jun's feet. You promised me everything. Then when she survived, you wanted her dead too. Couldn't risk her waking up and remembering. Seo-jun's face collapsed. You were supposed to scare them, convince them to divorce, not. You knew, Yejun said quietly, dangerously. About the accident, you knew it wasn't my fault and you let me believe I'd nearly killed her. I thought, Seo-jun's voice broke. I thought if you felt guilty enough you'd leave, free her from this disastrous marriage. But you stayed and stayed, draining her resources, stealing. I stole to keep her alive because you were funding her murder. Yejun's roar echoed through the hospital. Morris stepped between them. Everyone needs to calm. A gunshot cracked through the air. Dr. Kim had grabbed Morris's weapon. Now she pointed it at Seo Jun, her hand shaking. You destroyed my career, my life, for what? A daughter who chose poverty over your empire, a son-in-law you couldn't control. Her finger tightened on the trigger. You're going to pay. Sophia moved without thinking, shoving Jai-hai behind her. The gun swung toward them. Nobody else dies, Dr. Kim whispered, except the man who deserves it. Please, Seo Jun said, I'll give you anything. I don't want your money. Dr. Kim's eyes were wild. I want you to feel what Jai-hai felt, helpless, trapped, waiting for death. She pulled the trigger. Yejun threw himself in front of Seo Jun. The bullet caught him in the shoulder. He went down hard. Jai-hai screamed. Security swarmed. Dr. Kim fired twice more, wild shots that shattered windows before they tackled her. The aftermath was chaos. Paramedics, police, statements. Yejun survived, the bullet missing anything vital. Dr. Kim was arrested. Seo Jun sat in the waiting room, aged a decade in an hour. Sophia found Jai-hai on the roof, watching the sunrise. You should be resting. I've been resting for 2 years. Jai-hai's voice was hollow. My father tried to have me killed. My husband's been stealing millions. My ex-fiancé was framed for murder. And she laughed bitterly, I don't know who to trust anymore. Yejun took a bullet for your father. I know. Tears streamed down Jai-hai's face. After everything Seo Jun did, Yejun still saved him. Why? Maybe because he loves you, and he knows you love your father despite everything. Jai-hai turned, eyes red. What do I do now? Sophia had no answer. How did you rebuild a life when everyone in it had betrayed you? 3 days later, Sophia handed in her resignation. She found Jai-hai in physical therapy, relearning to walk without assistance. You're leaving. My job here is done. Your father's in custody awaiting trial. Yejun's recovering. You're awake. Sophia managed a smile. You don't need a nurse anymore. What if I need a friend? The question caught Sophia off guard. Jai-hai. You're the only person who didn't lie to me, didn't manipulate me, you just helped. Jai-hai's eyes were earnest. Stay, please. I'm going to need someone in my corner for what comes next. What comes next? Jai-hai's expression hardened. I'm testifying against my father. I'm divorcing Yejun, not because I don't love him, but because we need to heal separately, and I'm using my inheritance to start over. She held out her hand. Help me. Sophia looked at the offered hand, at this woman who'd survived attempted murder, coma, and betrayal, who still had the strength to stand. She took it. Okay, but no more secrets. No more secrets, Jai-hai agreed. 6 months later, the courtroom was packed for Seo Jun's sentencing. Sophia sat beside Jai-hai, who'd testified with devastating clarity. Conspiracy to commit murder, fraud, witness tampering. The charges had piled up like snow. Seo Jun stood as the judge delivered the verdict. 15 years. He turned, found his daughter in the gallery. Their eyes met. I'm sorry, he mouthed. Jai-hai's face remained impassive, but her hand found Sophia's, squeezed tight. Outside, reporters swarmed. Yejun appeared from the crowd, arms still in a sling. Jai-hai. She stopped. They hadn't spoken since she'd filed for divorce. I just wanted to say the money, I'm paying it all back, every cent. His voice was raw. And I'm sorry, for not being honest, for making you doubt me, for... Yejun, Jai-hai's voice was soft. You saved me. Despite everything, you never gave up on me waking up. That counts for something. Does it count enough for a second chance? Sophia watched Jai-hai's face. The pain, the love, the impossibility of it all. Ask me again in a year, Jai-hai finally said, when we've both figured out who we are apart. Yejun nodded slowly. I can wait. I waited 2 years for you to wake up. I can wait longer for you to forgive me. He walked away. Jai-hai turned to Sophia, tears finally falling. Did I make the right choice? I don't know, Sophia admitted. But it's your choice, that's what matters. They walked toward the car. The future was uncertain, terrifying, wide open. Jai-Hi's phone buzzed. Unknown number. She opened the text. Her face went white. What is it? Sophia grabbed her arm. Jai-Hi turned the phone so Sophia could see. A photo, Jai-Hi in her hospital bed, taken from inside the room. Below it a message. You remembered the accident, but do you remember what you saw on your phone right before the crash? The secret that someone would kill to protect. Check your old messages. You have 48 hours before I do. A friend. Jai-Hi's hands shook. I don't remember anything on my phone. I don't. But Sophia saw the lie in her eyes. Jai-Hi remembered something she wasn't saying. Who sent this? Sophia demanded. I don't know. Jai-Hi stared at the message. But whoever it is knows I'm not safe yet. None of us are. In the distance, a black car pulled away from the curb. Inside, Daniel H. Wang, released on bail pending trial, smiled at his phone. He'd planted the seed. Now he just had to wait for Jai-Hi to come to him. Because what she'd seen on her phone that night, it would destroy everyone she loved. And only he could help her bury it. Again,